Before we start today's video, I wanted you guys to check out a podcast that I was in the other week. I forgot to mention it in my last video, but my good friends and teammates Evan and Nate started a podcast called Stride for Stride, where they talk about running news and world news in general, and they've been offering some interviews with some amateur athletes and hopefully some professional athletes in the future. So go check them out. I'll link them in the description below. You can find them on Spotify and Apple Music every Sunday. Great listen to while you're on your Sunday long run. So today's video is going to talk about more of the running accessories that I use that don't necessarily fit in the clothing or shoe category. A lot of this is going to be helping you recover, or if you're going through a little bit of an injury, to hopefully help you kick that injury and get back to your regular running habits. So I wanted to start off with things that I use that help me recover. And this first product I haven't been using a super long time, but my coach recommended it to me, and I talked a little bit about it in an earlier video. So this is Hammer Nutrition's recovery drink, and this you take anytime you do a hard workout or a long run, and it really helps you get your muscles back on track. It helps that recovery and rebuilds them quicker. I have the strawberry flavor, but if you just do one scoop of that, mix it in with water, it does wonders. It kind of takes away that workout soreness the next couple days, so that really helps you get back on track with training. You know, you don't have to cut your runs a couple miles short or whatever because, you know, your shins hurt or whatever. So that's really helped me, especially like the weeks leading up to camp and camp especially. But if you're more of an active recovery person and you like to do stuff like foam rolling, I highly recommend Trigger Point's recovery foam wand. This is some really hard foam. These bumps here are pretty brutal on your muscles, but they get the job done. If you guys have seen, I recently have partnered up with Trigger Point Recovery. Their stuff's awesome. I also have a little ball too, but it's just perfect for rolling out your muscles. It's a nice size, fits in your bag, you know, for meet days, stuff like that. So definitely look into this. I think it's only like 15 or 20 bucks. So definitely affordable and will make your money's worth for sure. I also believe heavily in foam rolling. Any foam roller will work really. But again, these have these dimples in it, so they work that muscle a little bit more and makes it hurt a little bit more, but definitely good for rolling out those bigger muscles that say you need more pressure that the wand can't get. So definitely you need both at one point or another, but this is a little bulkier to take on meet days and stuff and to carry, so that's what the wand's perfect for. So there's another supplement that I also use, but it isn't necessarily for recovery, but more for helping your performance. I usually take this after I lift, but this is Muscle Milk's protein powder. I do about 2 scoops and then mix it with milk, but you can also use water, I believe. But this, I don't use it too often, normally only if I lift like heavy, but it does make a good snack if you're hungry and you don't want to eat, if you're watching your calories or whatever. This is a good filling snack after. Again, take it like as soon as possible after you're done lifting. Like I said, I don't use this stuff a lot after, but as you can see, this is a pretty big container, and I've had this for like over a year now, and it's like just a little bit more than halfway through, so it'll definitely last you. I don't think they have, I think this is actually their smallest tub of it, but definitely not in need, but it does help, I think, a little bit if you're worried on strength and mobility and whatnot, but definitely not a need if you're, I know runners don't need to put on a lot of muscle weight, you know, that can slow us down and whatnot, but try to stay thin and lean, but we do need our protein, so if you're not getting a lot of protein, that is a perfect way to get some more in your diet. There's one final piece to my recovery routine, and that is SEP compression sleeves. And I swear by these things. They're the best $40 I've ever spent. I think all of sophomore year and the end of freshman year, these things got me through the season. I didn't run a practice or a race without them, but I also had stress fractures in both my shins at that point, so that's probably why. But I was terrified to take these off, and they made running bearable for me, and they're perfect for recovery too. I wear them sometimes when I sleep, and they make me feel like I have new legs in the morning. If you've ordered these and you're waiting for them on the way, you know, and they're just, your legs are killing you, try propping your legs up against a wall for like 10 minutes, and that'll kind of be a more short-lived version of what these things can do. A lot of my teammates have these, and they swear by them. Seriously, guys, if you have calf problems, shin problems, these are the thing to get. They're the most valuable and needed piece, I would say, of this whole video that you guys should consider investing in. I've had these for 2 years. They're a little beat up. They lose their, you know, stretch a little bit, but they still work fine, and you know, the fitting's roughly the same, but these will last you a while, and definitely look into these. The next couple items I'm going to show you guys aren't necessarily recovery based, but more of items that I use on a daily basis. So first off, my good old hat. I do every run in these. I do not race with it on because you can only wear a backwards cap and sunglasses in track if you're fast. But I wear this to keep the hair out of my eyes, and it kind of helps keep the sweat out of my eyes as well. With it being black, it holds in a little bit more heat on my head, but it's perfect. It's super lightweight. You can wash it, pack it, store it. There's an adjustable Velcro. The Saucony here and the logo on the front are reflective. All around good hat. Again, I wear this all the time. Have washed it probably a dozen times. Hasn't broken down any. The brim is held and everything. This is probably the most used item in my collection of all things running. And I'm sure the people that know me can guess what this is, because I don't go on a single long run without it. Those are my GU. GU is perfect for long runs, workouts, but they're an energy gel that's only 100 calories, and they consist of amino acids, sodium, and caffeine, and they come in a wide variety of flavors. These are my 3 favorite: the tri-berry, watermelon, and strawberry banana ones. They have another series called Roctane, and those are more for like longer distances, like ultras and marathons. but they have, I think, a lot more amino acids and caffeine in them. But they're the same size and everything, same amount. But these I also take sometimes before speed workouts, just as the boost of energy to get me through the workout. But also if you're running low on time and you need to go run, but you can't eat something before and not worry about messing up your stomach, this is also something that's really good to take, and it should get you through your run, and you won't, poop your pants or throw it up or whatever because you ate 20 minutes before a hard workout. But you should take this about 15 minutes before your run. And then it's five before and every 45, and hydrate along the way is what it says on the back. But I'll take it like 15 minutes before a race. These break down quicker if you have it with water, so when I take it before my races, I drink water with it. But if you're on a long run, as long as you're hydrated and you take this, it'll break down easier, but there's really no point in taking this if you're already dehydrated on a run, because it's not going to break down very well and it's not going to help you as much. But my last item, which I'm probably the most excited to talk about, and this was actually recommended to me by a teammate, and it is the Believe training journal. And this thing's super cool. So it acts as a book and a training log. And so it's written by 2 professional runners, so they know what the heck they're talking about, first of all. But I just really like the design of it too. So the normal training part will kind of look like this. And you can go in, put your date, rate your run, and you can talk about it, add up your miles and all this. And every week they have this week's training, and then this up here they will change each week, which is cool. So you have something to think about, different things. So here's another one, just as an example. But then the book part of it, which is really cool, is they, after about every 5 weeks of pages like this to log your training, they have sections in here that you can read about. One, for example, are workouts that they list for you, which is really cool. They have core in here as well, I think, somewhere. But they have stuff about nutrition. Here's a personality kind of quiz you can take to see what kind of runner you are. And in the front they have a race calendar that you can fill out, and they have in the back here a pace chart for every distance that you can go off of. So all around it's super cool. I highly recommend. They even have a race reviews section. So I'm really glad I picked this up. It's been super cool to log all of my training in a different and in-depth way than I have before, other than just a regular journal and writing it down. But it also teaches you things about running that you can kind of change throughout the way of your training progression. So all around recommend. I think it's only $20 or something. On Amazon you can find it. Again, it's called the Believe training journal. Awesome. So glad that I picked this up. I got it for a Christmas present. So thank you, Evan, for recommending this to me. Super cool book, and journal all around. It really holds me accountable for my training and keeping track of everything, and I can also look back and see how workouts and stuff went. I also upload everything to Strava, but I don't necessarily put everything on Strava that I can put in here, and I can go back and forth, you know, kind of compare. If I forget, I do this, I've done this a lot, actually. I've gotten a little bit lazy. But I've gone, like this week, yes, I've run those days, but I haven't filled it out. But if I hadn't uploaded it to Strava, I wouldn't necessarily remember how these days went. So, definitely keeps you accountable. It's super cool. Very knowledgeable things in here. There's a couple workouts in here that I'd like to try. I did their hill workout, which sucked, but all around good knowledge. And there's something in here for every runner, for every ability, and I think that is like the most important thing that they have offered in this book. So check it out. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If any of these products have helped you or you use them as well, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys have something that works really well for you, I'd love to hear about it. I'm not a master of recovery yet, but it's a big deal in running, and I know that some days recovery is just as important as, you know, hitting your marks in your workouts. So if you guys have any recommendations or something that really works for you, please share, not only for myself, but the rest of the running community that watches. That's all for now, so see you guys next week.